a question for the panel. It's been an interesting discussion, and I just want to pick up on one issue that was sort of kind of touched, I guess, in the media, the kind of stigma in the sense. And I'll give you an example. If an extremist Christian in the US blows up an abortion clinic, he or she is not called a terrorist. He's called he or she has some mental problems. So I think the way the media and the society generally perceives if a terrorism or issue like this occurs, it's immediately identified with religion and then identified with a certain class of people. Now, I think pockets of that you can see in Australia, but not that as in the US. But how do we as Australians react to that stigmatization of religion, particularly being identified with terror and things like that? So how do we respond to that, particularly where media, and in particular Murdoch media, is brainwashing the average people, particularly people in the rural areas?
I think it comes back to what I referred to in terms of our constantly reiterating the sorts of comments that David Irvine mentioned and the views that are being portrayed to us by our security agencies and the briefings that we get, that they're as equally concerned about, fundamental Christian and extreme right extremism and stream acts. So we've got to keep saying that it is a battle with the media, the way it works in this country, and let me tell you, on so many levels. We need to try and make sure that diversified voices are out there, because that's about the quality of our democracy. And social media can be a sword and also a two-edged sword in this space. We all know the abuse we cop on social media, but if we're out there getting thoughts and views out there, that's important. But I'm so blessed that in our caucus we have the first two Muslims in the Australian Parliament, in Ed Husic and Anne Ali. And it goes to the broader diversity that we have in terms of also gender and Indigenous representation, etc. But Anne Ali has been a great colleague working with me and others on formulating our response to this, and in terms particularly of community engagement. And that is the huge missing piece in the Coalition's approach to this. It talks about technology and the ability to fight this stuff and to police it, and it's the sharp end of the stick, but very little, almost nothing invested in the community engagement side of this. And so we're formulating policies to address that, and Anne Ali has been instrumental right at the heart of that effort. But that, I think, is an important way forward.